Welcome to one of the most dramatic viewscapes on all of Cape Cod. Visit Fort Hill next.
CapeCast.
Howdy folks, I'm Eric Williams and welcome to CapeCast, the official webcast of the Cape Cod Times for October 16th. We'll give you a thriller from Fort Hill in the second half of the show, but first let's take a look at news. The body of a Fairhaven man who disappeared while on a ferry from New Bedford to Martha's Vineyard last month has been recovered. Authorities say Walter Tyler's body washed ashore over the weekend in Tisbury. Foul play has been ruled out. In the nick of time department, 2 local men are being called angels after rescuing a Maine boat captain who fell overboard at the Sandwich Marina. Captain Jack Erbs said it was the quick thinking of Brian Taylor, a seasonal employee for the town, and Assistant Harbor Master David Weirdy that plucked him from the briny deep and perhaps an appointment with Davy Jones' locker. In the blinded by science department, 9 of the 15 Cape and Islands high schools had more than a quarter of last year's 10th graders fail the science MCAS exams, according to results released by the state yesterday. The Cape results follow statewide trends that showed 26% of freshmen and sophomores flunked the first year of the exams. Now let's take a walk on the cultivated side, out to the wide pasture plains of Fort Hill and Eastham. An incredible viewscape. The Atlantic, a giant blue backdrop. Let's find out what it's all about over here. Fort Hill was the highest point adjacent to a meeting house erected by Pilgrim residents of Nauset shortly after they settled the area in 1644. Scholars still speculate on the naming of Fort Hill, but similar names were given to high points at other settlements along the eastern seaboard during that time period. A hill of this sort would serve as a natural point of defense, from which defenders could shoot down at attackers. The most probable threat to the Pilgrim residents during that time period was from fellow European settlers such as the Dutch in New Amsterdam. One thing I've been warned to do is never eat strange berries, but that never stopped me. Whoa! Alright, I guess the experts were right. Stay away from strange berries. The history of Fort Hill remains shrouded in mystery, especially if you don't take the time to read up on the history of Fort Hill. Men of Rome, I know you're down now. We seem to have taken a wrong turn at Sparta and ended up here in the new land. Plenty of oysters and clams, though, on the bright side, so put down the hemlock and let's have a good time. Is there a bigger view? Do you guys know of one anywhere?
No, it's magnificent. It's breathtaking, really, when you think about it, especially on such a beautiful day. But all you can see is history. It just takes you back. It's beautiful.
At first glance, Nauset Marsh may look like a wasteland, a collection of channels and muddy flats where only grasses can survive. A closer look reveals a highly productive ecosystem, which supports myriads of living things. So you grew up here, so you've seen the sights, you've seen it all, but what brings you back to Fort Hill?
Well, it's funny, because I actually moved away for 4 years, and I just loved it so much that I had to come back. I sold my house and everything and came back.
Just because of vistas like this?
Absolutely, absolutely. That's what the Cape is all about, just breathtaking views and good walks.
Now let's ramble over to the world of sports. In the mouthpiece-chewing world of girls' high school field hockey, unbeaten Barnstable High School squeaked by Dennis Yarmouth yesterday, 1-0. Meanwhile, in the towel-waving mistake by the lake known as Cleveland, Ohio, the Boston Red Sox took one on the chin, losing to the Indians last night, jump-starting the panic machine back east. Indians up 2-1 in the series with Game 4 tonight. Okay, let's check the all-important Cape and Islands weather forecast, backed by picks from Eastham. For tonight, mostly clear with a low around 41. For Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high near 64. Hey folks, check out Wednesday's Cape Cod Times. Wednesday is Food Day, the most delicious day of the week, and we'll have a look at Oktoberfest, recipes, and happenings. Okay, we've got to get out of here. This has been CapeCast for October 16th. Till next time, see you!
CapeCast.
And of course, the Red Maple Swamp Trail is a great place for birding. I'm going to try out my new cornucopia call. Ah yes, the O.J. Erkey, wanted for stealing gravy.